But I want to move to the third phase of this evening, and that is where I invited you to pose a question, one candidate to another. And that is an opportunity for the two of you to engage and leave the others out momentarily. I want to ask each of you, you were forewarned of this, so each of you has an opportunity now to pose a question to one of the other candidates and allow that candidate to respond in a couple of minutes. You're all looking a little stunned. I hope that's not a problem. Who'd like to start? Peter, you have the floor.
Thank you. Okay, my question is for the Progressive Conservative colleague here, and I think we've both stated a lot of things that we share in common. We want to get youth more involved. We want to provide more opportunities for youth. One of those things happens to be for sports. We also talked about transportation. We want the cost for transportation to drop. We want to make it more affordable for people to take public housing and that sort of thing. Now, you also mentioned that you're a business owner and that you hate red tape. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so are you seeing the Canadian tax law? Have you seen the book? For those in the room, if you haven't seen it, it's 3,000 pages plus, written in 2 columns in a super fine print font that I'm not even sure I can use with my cheater glasses here, okay? It keeps getting added to every year. Now, I think that the goals of what you were saying about getting more programs out there, such as the transportation dropping the cost, such as the sports dropping the cost, getting people involved are all great. But why is it that the PCs always do it through a tax credit? A tax credit only benefits people who are paying high amounts of taxes, and the richer you are, the bigger of a discount it is. Wouldn't it make a lot more sense just to fund those programs directly so that any member of the community can participate in those programs? For example, why make me have to keep track of all my receipts for the GO train so that come April I can get the shoebox out and have to find out how much I paid all the time?
Why don't
we just lower the price to begin with so that everyone can enjoy that, no matter what their economic status?
Okay, so Conservative...
You have a couple of minutes to answer some of that.
So Conservative Party of Canada, under our plan, I just want to add, which I wanted to add previously too, under a new policy plank, our party has guaranteed that the federal transfers for health, for education, for social services and core services is going to be increased 3% every year. So that's an increase of 12% in next 4 years, which is going to flood the provinces for better school systems, for better health systems, for better housing, for better, the families who are struggling, the families who are in the lower income bracket, they're going to have a huge tax break. If you're talking about how the receipts are kept and how we apply for taxes, I think this is a question for a CRA, that they want certain amounts of proof how we file our taxes. I think that's a question would be for them. That's what I would say. So all I can say is that under the Conservative Party and under our new government, there is going to be a huge tax relief for the middle class. 80% of the middle class is going to benefit, and the people who are in the lower bracket, they're going to benefit the most from it. So that's what our plan is, and this is absolute propaganda that Conservative Party only looks after the interests of rich people. That's absolutely not true. We are a party for everybody, and we are a party for middle class, for families, for children, and for every single Canadian.
Thank you. I'll give you a chance
to be sure, the question was, why do you always deliver the programs through a tax rebate? Why don't you just lower the price, lower the red tape for everyone? You told us earlier that you hate red tape, but all your programs add more red tape.
Once we do get into power, we do get elected, and we are going to seriously look into how we can improve to get rid of the red tape. So the businesses can flourish and new businesses can come. So we are going to look into it.
I just want to pay less for the GO train without having to keep track of my receipts.
We will look into it. We'll take the suggestions. Thank you.
Who would like to address one of the other candidates?